Today we are heading towards Glacier. A little worried because it is a Saturday. Thank you for hosting a parade for us. All right, it looks pretty full. Husband saw your name on the side of the rig, and that's why we're here, because he saw your video. So
does he not read the signs?
Unfortunately, this week there was a fatality here at the park. Drive day came up on us a little quicker than normal.
It really did.
So we only stayed 4 nights here at Cave Mountain Campground outside of Choteau, Montana, but today we are heading towards Glacier. We are excited. We're a little worried because it is a Saturday, and we're going to try to go to our old boondocking spot on a Saturday, which is not ideal.
Yeah, so fingers crossed we can find a spot, at least temporarily, until
mosquitoes.
People leave, and then we can always change to a new spot there.
Yeah, so we got about a 3-hour drive, and we're taking you along with us. So welcome to the town of Browning. They heard the wandering shores were coming through, and they started setting up to watch us drive down Main Street.
Yep, they lined the streets.
Look at this, folks. Browning, much respect. Thank you for hosting a parade for us. Not sure what holiday it is. This is Blackfoot Nation Reservation area. So we're getting close, everybody. We just drove over Blankenship Bridge, and if you've seen any of our boondocking site reviews, you'll know that that was one of our, or is one of our most popular boondocking sites right there on the river. It was pretty full. The other side of the river was jammed, but that was all people who had dropped off their rafts in the river there to raft the Glacier River. So yeah, so Blankenship is still open. I know there was a lot of debate with the locals at the time that they wanted it closed, and it appears that, you know, the federal government has decided to keep it open. So that is there, and we are about 1 mile away from North Fork Dispersed, which is where we stayed the last time we were here. Last time we came, it was September of 22, so it's almost 3 years now, and we'll show you as we drive in if we're going to be able to find a spot on a Saturday outside Glacier National Park. All right, it looks pretty full. Let's go around this way over here. It's pretty busy, folks. I don't know. We'll see. Shout out to that Canyon Star fifth wheel. I'm sorry, Class A. They were just sitting there when we drove in. You probably saw that in the video. And as we drove a loop, she flagged us down and said, "Hey, we're leaving. And by the way, my husband saw your name on the side of the rig, and that's why we're here, because he saw your video." So how cool is that? I guess they're paying it forward to us and giving us their spot. So we're gonna get situated, figure out what angle we want to be here in this spot, and then we'll get set up. We got a spot. We're so happy. Shout out to you guys if you happen to be watching this video. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hey guys.
So it is a overcast, rainy, and dreary day here at Glacier National Park area, and we decided we've got a permit to go to the Going to the Sun Road. And so we're going to take that partially and go in and check to see if we think we can fit in the campground that our friends Mike and Billy gave us access to. So if we can't, then we can come back and cancel the reservation and only lose like $10. So that's what we're heading out to do. Our friends Rose and Carlos showed up yesterday, and then Freddie and Lori showed up again today. And so we're excited to spend some time with them later this evening and tomorrow probably. But and then we're gonna run into Columbia Falls, get some groceries, throw out some trash. Anything else, Michelle, you wanted to add to our adventures today?
Nope, we are going to check while we're at that campground today to see if we can see some huckleberry bushes.
Oh yeah, we want
to pick some huckleberries.
Yep, so we think it's huckleberry season. We'll actually have to investigate that a little bit more. It's currently only like 55 degrees out, so yesterday was close to 90. So
yeah, it's considerably much cooler today.
So, but yeah, we're enjoying our time, and we got about 2 weeks here. We lucked out. There's nobody in the spot that we have reservations for, and we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. We're just gonna have to figure out as far as angling in, because we came in from that direction and then pulled in, but there is a pull through over here. So if there's nobody parked in the way right here, we might be able to pass it and then back in right here. Yeah, we're not getting any solar. But the question then becomes is, can we find a spot? So I'm going to do some scouting to, sorry, got to finish my thought. Can we find a spot to put Starlink to at least get a little bit of internet? We decided to stop by one of the scenic overlooks on the way back out of the park. We're going to give you an update on what's going on here shortly. But here we go. I don't know what this one's called, but it's beautiful. Wonder if I can convince Michelle to jump in and float down the river. So as soon as that message came out of my mouth about Michelle jumping in, she decides to point this out.
I heard him ask me if I was going to be jumping in. Does he not read the signs?
It says climbing over the rail, but it doesn't say if you're thrown.
Yes, but climbing over it means you're going to plan on getting in the water.
It would be involuntarily.
It's a good thing I'm here.
Yeah, oh yeah, the supervised. That's what I need is a supervisor. Still one of our favorite parks of all time. So, quick update for everyone. We're gonna bow out of the campsite. We did a couple dry runs just with the truck to see how the turn radius was if we were pulling the camper, and I think it's gonna be too tight. There's also a pretty large broken dead branch hanging up too that I'm worried about potentially ripping the top of the roof. And we by far would be the largest vehicle in there, and it's not often that our 29-foot travel trailer feels like the big boy. But so I think what we're gonna do when we get back, we're gonna go ahead and just cancel the reservation, let somebody else get it who can use it, and you know, we'll be out like $10 because we're 3 or 4 days before the reservation starts, and we're just gonna stay there at our spot at North Fork. If some of the other spots open up, we may move a little bit since we still have like 13 or 14 days here. But we're gonna have to be a little more selective now on what trails we're gonna do what days. So, because we've only got permits for certain days. So we're gonna get back, we're gonna check out the weather forecast. The big one we wanna do is the Highline Trail. If we've got anybody else that's willing to do it with us, then we can park one car at one end and the other, and that way we're not waiting on the bus. But if not, we're probably gonna park at the end of the trail, wait on the bus, and then take the bus to the top, to Logan's Pass, and hike down. That way, at the end of the hike, we're not sitting there waiting for the bus, because I don't know if we had mentioned, but some people said recently that they had done that trail and they had to wait for like 2 hours and eventually just started hitchhiking because the buses were so full. But yeah, we're gonna check that out. But yeah, I think we're gonna give it up. So by the time this video comes out, we will have long been gone. But if by any chance anybody is getting site A14 at Avalanche Lake Campground, I'm sorry, Avalanche Campground, for I believe it's the 19th through the 29th, let us know. We're happy that you got it, and you know, I'm glad it could go to somebody else that could use it. So even though we came into the park 3 times the last time we were here in 22, we actually never stopped at any of these overlooks. So where are we at in this one?
We're looking at the Sacred Dancing Cascade.
Yeah, so there was a spot available. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so most people are on their way out, but we figured, hey, if there's a spot available at the location, we're gonna go ahead and stop so that we can check it out, especially since we've never seen it before. Oh yeah, it's pretty awesome. So we'll wait till we get down there to show you, because that's the most scenic area, not from up here above. So it turns out we actually did stop here before, back in 22. We were originally trying to do the McDonald Lake Creek Trail, and you go over to across the bridge there, and we found out that it was actually closed at the time. So we ended up taking some scenery photos of Michelle in this tunnel that we hiked to when we did the horse loop. But there definitely was not this much water running through when we were here before. Michelle's getting photos. Look at that. Such a beautiful park. If you guys haven't made it out here, it's well worth, you know, the thousands of miles that most of us would have to travel from wherever our home state is. Even on a cloudy, kind of drizzly day, the park is actually still very busy, and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which usually it stops, you know, the crowds from coming, but
We stopped here along the road here.
natural spring, folks.
Yeah, to get some natural spring water. Yummy.
We stopped here. It's actually, I think we shared this information in our campsite review that we did of the area. Actually, I think it was also in our regular RV life video that year.
It probably was.
Yeah, because I had us flashing lights on the side of the road. People thought we had broken down. But instead, we're just getting a bucket of water. Actually, 2 buckets of water. We did find another natural spring on the way over to, well, actually on the way back today from Glacier that we might stop at if we need any more at some point when we come in and out of town. This water is freezing cold.
I could come here probably 100 times, and it still just blows my mind that this is natural spring water that's drinkable, and it just keeps pouring out. Just keeps pouring out. It amazes me.
Morning, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to the Apgar Lookout Trail here at Glacier National Park. Don't adjust your screen. We are cold. It was 37 degrees when we got here this morning, and it is July 16th. So it was actually in the 80s a few days ago, but the last 2 days have been really, really cold, or cooler. Sorry for the jingling, but we are in grizzly country, and this is a pretty remote trail. Unlike a lot of the trails here at Glacier, we had to drive like 2.5 miles down a dirt road, and it's not like right off the going to the sun road. And it's a 10-mile trail, I think 10, yeah, isn't 10. It 10 with about 2,000 feet of elevation gain. So it's going to be a doozy, but people said it's one of their favorite trails, and that says a lot for all the different trails that are here at Glacier. One of the things about this trail is once you come in the front gate and show your National Park Pass, you don't need the going to the sun road permit to go to this hike, because it's before that gate or before the checkpoint. So one of the things we wanted to do was do what, Michelle?
Go huckleberry picking, and we were told that there were huckleberries on the trail.
Yep, and we found some.
We did. We've already taste tested them.
What we're gonna do is we're going to leave them on the bush until we come back this way, and then we'll grab them. We got a Ziploc bag to put some in. I think they'll be good to put in the wing dingers tonight. Just hit the 2-mile mark and thought I'd show you the overview we're currently at. We're almost up above some of them clouds. We just hit about 700 feet of gain, and I don't know why I thought it was 10 miles. It's like 7.2 or something. So that just means it's steeper and shorter. We're chugging along. We're at about 2.5 miles and about 1,100 feet of elevation gain. Beautiful, beautiful overlook here. But they weren't kidding. It's just kind of a constant slog up the hill, which will make it better for the downhill on the way back. But for now, legs are burning, heart's racing, bells are jingling. We finally made it to a flat section, folks. It's up here near the top, but I want to show you the overview. We believe, we don't have our binoculars, but we believe that is the parking lot for the visitor center, and I have to assume that's a golf course. I think I saw a little white golf cart driving around down there, but yeah, we're above the clouds. What are you thinking, Michelle?
I'm glad we're at least leveled out right now and almost to our stopping point to eat.
Yeah, we so on the way up, probably about mile marker number 1, we passed a solo hiker. He was heading down, and then probably, you know, about 5 minutes ago, we passed another couple that was hiking down. They said they got to the trailhead probably about 30 minutes before us, and they said that, you know, it's beautiful up here, and they were actually eating their lunch with a deer standing right next to them. So we'll see if the deer's still up there. I guess the deer was still going to be here. Look at her. Hi, cutie. She doesn't seem to mind us, and I can't imagine they get a lot of traffic up here. So cool. I mean, we're only probably 10 feet away, maybe 15. Hi. I just saw a sign here. There's actually a pit toilet up here. So there's actually a fire tower here too. I didn't know that. Michelle said she thought she remembered reading something about it. I just heard noise. Oh, there's a cell tower. I'll have to check and see. We were actually getting good cell service through some of the hike, but I don't know if we can get up to the fire tower or not. But this looks like a great spot. Looks like we can sit on the outside of it though. How awesome is that? Oh, super cool, folks. Let's go. Oh, heck yeah. Take you a loop around. There's Michelle.
Howdy.
Yeah, it doesn't look like... No, there's a big lock on the door, so we can't go in the fire tower. Sorry, I think I had to angle that way a little bit. But yeah, we'll sit out here in the sun, have our lunch, and of course, Michelle will give you a snack update. Had a wonderful lunch. I'll give the camera to Michelle here in a minute, but she'll give you the snack update. So as we were getting ready to leave, another hiker came up to the fire tower and was getting ready to have his lunch up there. And then, let me hold this. There we go. And then right as we were heading down. Oh, by the way, there's a pit toilet up here, and it's in really nice shape. It's very clean, though there is no toilet paper, so bring your own, unless you're gonna pull a leaf off of some plant up here and risk that. But we ran into one of the National Park Service rangers. She's a trail maintenance, basically. She hikes up and just kind of checks on everything. She's gonna check on the toilet, make sure it's clean. And then there was a large tree down on part of the trail, and so she's gonna have to go back to her vehicle and get a chainsaw and hike back up here and cut that down. But luckily it was in like the first quarter mile or something, but it was a big tree. But we got some great information from her. First and foremost, you're allowed 1 quart of huckleberries per person per day, but you can eat as many as you want on the trail. So we started picking some. There's a huge bush right there by the lookout, and then the second thing is, she said, unfortunately, this week there was a fatality here at the park, and we were really surprised to hear that because we didn't hear anything about it. But she said with all of the cuts, I won't get into that, but with all of the cuts, their PR person got laid off. And so publicly, I don't know that it's even known. They said at first, because we were talking about Highline Trail. Oh, there's Michelle. We were talking about Highline Trail, and
your bell.
I thought it was on the trail, but I'm not sure that it was there. But she said that it was a guy with his family and his kids who was climbing somewhere he wasn't supposed to be climbing and fell. And so that's been a lot of what has been going on here inside the park this week. And it came up because Michelle had seen that somebody had hiked Highline earlier this week and had to wait like 2 hours to get the bus. And so I'm wondering if, or she was wondering if maybe that was the same day that they had the fatality. But, you know, she said they're extremely understaffed. This lookout tower used to have people that worked it. There's 3 lookout towers kind of for 6 areas here that are predominantly the potential fire risk. But it was great information. I'm glad we know what's going on, at least with the huckleberries. So we started picking some. We're gonna get some more.
We started eating them too.
Started eating them too. She was loving them too. She said that this is a really good season for huckleberries. She said that there's quite a few compared to other seasons. So
yay!
We're heading back.
You know what time it is? Snack update time. I made a sandwich. I had a sandwich with roasted turkey lunch meat and cheese, and I had some apple slices, and then Kyle and I split a Celsius drink. We love Celsius drinks. We had the mixed berry flavor. He had some ham and turkey lunch meat with some cheese, no bread, and apple slices. So nothing fancy, just something quick we can eat. And then to top it off, we ate some huckleberries. I'm so excited we get to pick some. And on the way down, I got my eyes peeled because we're gonna see them. We saw them in lots of places on the way up, so can't wait to show you what we get.
So we are the official Wandering Shores huckleberry hunters. Proof is in the hands. We got ourselves a nice bounty. Didn't go over the quart size per person. We'll show it to you when we get back to the car. It's in Michelle's backpack. We brought a Ziploc bag with us. So we got about 1.25 miles left. And it's funny because this area that was a slight uphill almost feels flat now after walking down that steep decline for the first 2 miles back. There's Michelle up there. We are officially done and greeted by a squirrel.
I'm gonna show them our
oh yeah.
huckleberries that we picked.
Here, let me give that to you. Let me get it out.
That was so much fun. I mean, I was just like, let me pick them all. But we are limited to a quart apiece. Check it out. Hi.
We're gonna freeze some. My mom and dad would like some, so when we get down to Yuma later this year, we'll go ahead and freeze some
So excited.
for them, and then we'll use some for our wing dingers tonight. Michelle might have some in cereal, and
Yeah, yeah.
we gotta get them all washed off and then dried off before we put them in the freezer too. So we really enjoyed this trail. It's a challenge. So I think the final numbers were 7.47 miles total ascent, because that is different than the elevation gain. Total ascent was 2175. So over 2,000 feet of hiking uphill, which means 2,200 feet of hiking downhill.
Yeah, which means I can have maybe 3 wing dingers. That's what that means.
So we really had a great time.
We did, and the people on the trail that we encountered were super nice.
So on the way up, there were only 2 people, or 2 people, and then 1 person passed us coming back down. But on the way up, when we were coming down, they were heading up. There was about 20, so it's a lot busier. I'll show you the parking lot now. There's the trail, part of the trail crew. That's their truck, and I don't know her name, we forgot to ask, but if she happens to be watching now, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us up there at the fire tower. And we gave her one of our stickers and asked her, hey, if you get bored on YouTube, check us out. So, all right, we've got some more plans for the next 2 days on hikes. So, and tomorrow's a long one. It's not as much elevation, but it's long. So you know how people say that's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Well, we'll see. Let's take a moment to flash back to the beginning of the trail. What do you think, Michelle?
This is rough. This is harder than the Highline Trail.